Well, good evening and welcome. It's Madison High School Volleyball here on Dakota's Best AM 1390 KJAM and online at amazingmadison.com. If you're joining us on the video stream this evening, as the Madison Bulldogs take on the Dell Rapids Quarriers in Region 3A Volleyball semifinals. Madison picked up a win on Tuesday, defeating the Tri-Valley Mustangs by a 3-1 set score final, and now they take on a well-rested Dell Rapids Quarrier team that hasn't played in over a week as they got a first-round bye. We welcome you into Dell Rapids and our Edward Jones Investment pregame show, brought to you by Edward Jones in Madison. Start investing for you and your family's future today with Edward Jones. See the Weebies in Madison at Edward Jones. Matt Gross along beside me, Tom Farrell here as we get ready for Madison High School Volleyball. The Bulldogs in a place where, they often find themselves in the semifinals of Region 3, and that's here in Dell Rapids, and a very tough Dells team, the defending state champions, looking to start their playoff run.
Very definitely, Matt. Dell Rapids has, of course, as you said, coming back from that state championship last year, one of the first times that Sioux Falls Christian had not won it for a number of years, and actually it was Dakota Valley and Dell Rapids that played each other for that state championship. So expect some good volleyball tonight between these two teams. Obviously, they met earlier in the season in a match that was held in Madison. And the Bulldogs, I guess I'm going to be very blunt, just didn't perform real well that night as they lost that match by scores of 13-25, 18-25, and 15-25. So what do we want to say? The probably strength of the Quarriers comes with their hitters. They graduated an all-state setter, but lo and behold, they've come up with a freshman who really handles the ball well for them. So the Bulldogs will have their hands full tonight, but it is region volleyball time, and anything can happen. It's going to depend upon how well the Bulldogs can come out and stay in their system, because if they play their system, as we saw a couple of times, but especially against Chester, they can certainly play with anybody.
Yeah, they can be a tough out. Now they're playing a Dells team that just, to show you a little bit of how good this Dell Rapids team has been this year, they have only lost to one Class A team all season long. Now, granted, they lost to that team 3 times. Rare in high school volleyball in South Dakota that you play the same team 3 times, but Dell Rapids and Dakota Valley, they matched up at the Pentagon. Dakota Valley got the better of that one. Then they had their regular season matchup, and then they met in the DAC-12 tournament, and Dakota Valley won that match as well. So they are the only team in Class A that has bested Dells this year. They've got a AA loss and then a Class B loss to the Chester area Flyers. And so this just goes to show you the kind of program that the Bulldogs are dealing with here. An outstanding outside hitter in Madeline Henry, who the junior, one of the best, frankly, players in the country. I was telling you, I did a little, in my brain was really convinced she was a senior. Maybe that was wishful thinking. But before she goes on to Oregon, that she'd only be done this year. Nope, she's just a junior. And the 3 different volleyball recruiting sites all list her in the top 100, all around that 74th best player in the country for the class of 2027. So a special player here, but one that Madison's got to figure out a way to try to solve.
Very definitely, and they've got to take advantage of the times when she's in the back row to get into and stay in system, because once she hits that ball, if she gets a reasonable set, we're lucky we're up in the balcony, not down on the main floor, because she can really hammer those sets and they come to her.
This is, of course, one of the 2 semifinals in Region 3A today. The other one is being played in Baltic, West Central against Baltic High School. Winners of all the semifinals today in Class A and B move on to the Sodak 16 on Tuesday. You've also got Hamlin taking on Sioux Valley tonight in Region 2, and Great Plains Lutheran up at Clark Willow Lake. And then down in Region 4, some very good volleyball teams, including that Sioux Falls Christian Lennox matchup. Can be one to watch. every year you expect Sioux Falls Christian to probably be around the state championship game, and I think they're probably the odds-on, to still do that. But Lennox is a team you take lightly, and you'll find yourself in the losing end real fast. That region down there in Region 4 is tough.
Very definitely, and I mean, even though Elk Point Jefferson is the 5th seed, they've beat some people. They've not beat Dakota Valley down the road, but they've beat some people also and played some very tough teams. So I don't think that that'll be an upset, but it certainly speaks to the quality of that Region 4A. And of course, one of those is at Dakota Valley, and because Sioux Falls Christian is the number 2 seed, they will be hosting Lennox there, but not much of a trip from Lennox into Sioux Falls.
It's not a bad one. That region actually, and especially the way the seeds worked out, Elk Point Jefferson gets to go about 12 miles to Dakota Valley as well. And then one other area matchup of note: McCook Central Montrose hosting Parker Marion in Montrose tonight, because McCook Central High School is hosting the Region 3B semifinals. Chester area against Ethan, and that one is already underway. Chester got the first set and then stumbled out of the gate, but recovered and won set 2, 25-21, after being down 6 or 7 points in set number 2. So Flyers are up 2-0, trying to close out Ethan in 3 and move on to the Sodak 16. The late game at McCook Central High School tonight will be number 3 seed Coleman Egan taking on the number 7 seed Sioux Falls Lutheran. And again, all those teams trying to advance on to the Sodak 16, which is played on Tuesday. And then the State Activities Association gets a day off on Wednesday. We get state championship football Thursday, Friday, and Saturday this weekend. And then next weekend is the state volleyball meets, all 3 classes out in Rapid City. So it winds down so quickly. We start volleyball playoffs on a Tuesday, and in a couple of weeks it's all gone.
Very definitely, and there's a lot of discussion that goes on whether it should be single site or multiple sites for the sport of volleyball. And being a volleyball fan like I am, I kind of like the single site because you can go in and get a chance to see all 3 of the classes, where sometimes, and I think it's probably going to be single site the rest of the way out, but before you'd have one like in Watertown, one in Huron, or and then one out west or something, so you couldn't really go see the different things. So
I'm a minority in that I like single site right up until the championship games. I would love to find a way to do the 3 championship matches, just go B, A, double A, or mix it up and have them be standalones at a given time. But I also understand that might have the final day of the tournament starting at 8:30 a.m. or something like that,
or earlier.
So I don't want to shake the apple tree too much there. Madison, as we said coming into this, the Bulldogs. We've talked about it a couple of times this year. Madison struggles in the beginning of matches. It's kind of been a theme all season long for the most part. And despite a good record, the Bulldogs have not had great, end results down the stretch this season. Almost cost them against Tri-Valley on Tuesday. And a team against like Dell Rapids, if you come out in the third in the opening set and don't play well, that opening set's going to last about 12 minutes. And you're going to be thinking, what just happened? So, it's a Madison team that's got to find a way to play their best volleyball. That is, I think you said it earlier. We've seen glimpses of it. I don't think we've seen it for very much this season.
No, I don't think we've seen them put that complete match together. But you look at it, Matt. They got 19 wins. That's
right. That's the thing.
And some of those losses were decided either in a 5th set or could have gone either way in one of those earlier sets. So, they've had a good year, but I know that the team themselves are somewhat disappointed with what they're having to, where they were at. I know they were hoping, quite obviously, for a number 2 or number 3 seed out of the region, and, they would have had to have a couple more wins to make that work out for them.
And, we've talked about that Chester match a lot, and obviously there was a lot of emotion in that Chester match. There, a packed house and all that. But if Madison plays that way, the way they did against Chester, now granted they lost that in 3 sets, but if they play that way, all season long, they're probably more like a 23-win program than a 19-win program at this point in the season. So, energy, intensity makes a lot of difference in any sport, and certainly in volleyball where, emotional swings can mean a lot.
That momentum switches so fast and things. I had a chance to get some comments from Coach Gradeville, and she comes out and she's being very honest. We're definitely going to have to come out a lot more aggressively, and that was one of the things that they really lacked in that Tri-Valley match. We only saw some small glimpses of it. And the other thing, and I certainly agree with this that she's saying, is they've got to stop reaching and getting their feet moving and things. They got to go out and just play. And I think the other thing that's so important is you got to watch their faces. If they're having fun and smiling, then that's great. They got to be careful not to overthink things, and they just got to clean up their side, keep them out of system, and it'll be a great match. We need to go in with confidence, which we hope they come in with, and play like Coach Gradeville knows they're capable of.
You look at Dell Rapids on the other side. Obviously, Madeline Henry is an issue. I'm just watching her warm up. I don't know that she can dunk, but, man, it looks like it when she jumps out there. She, since she came up as probably an 8th grader, she has just been a dominant player, but she's definitely not alone on this team. Peyton Hone at 6'1" is just such a great player. Like you say, you bring in a freshman to start doing your setting for you, and she takes off and looks great. This is a really, really strong program that just also happens to have a great top-tier D1 player kind of leading the way for it. They pose a lot of challenges in a lot of different ways for teams. They did the last year, and that's why they won a state championship.
One other thing on Madeline, last year as a sophomore, she was named not only All-State, but also named All-Tournament as a sophomore, which we don't see a lot of in today's volleyball.
Madison and Dell Rapids, Region 3A semifinals. We are just a few minutes away from the announcement of our starting lineup, so we are going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll have a look at your starters and get you ready for the first serve of tonight's volleyball matchup. First, we remind you that your game officials, the law on the court, brought to you by the South Dakota Attorney General's Office Division of Consumer Protection, reminding all players, coaches, and fans to show officials the proper support and respect. It's their participation that makes high school sports possible. We'll be back to Dell Rapids after these words from our Bulldog postseason sponsors on AM 1390 and AmazingMadison.com.
If you're like a lot of South Dakotans, you've made a purchase online for services or products and have had no issues. Unfortunately, scammers view the internet as their playground, and they're constantly deploying new scams to attempt to take your hard-earned funds. Fraudulent websites have grown by leaps. Consumers and businesses need to check all aspects of a website before making any type of purchase. Questions regarding this scam should be directed to South Dakota Attorney General's Consumer Protection at 800-300-1986.
If you're near retirement or thinking about retiring, you probably have a lot of questions. How do you make your savings last? How much should you take out and when? You're ready for retirement, but are your finances? I'm Edward Jones financial advisor Tyler Weedy. Let's work together to help make sure your finances meet your unique needs over the long haul. You've done what it takes to get there. Now it's time to make the most of retirement. Call us at 605-256-3550 to schedule an appointment.
Today's housing market can move quickly, and that's why First Premier Bank has developed a streamlined mortgage process to move your financing through the system as efficiently as possible. From our convenient online application to the day you close, our mortgage bankers are committed to providing personal and responsive service. We want to make your home happen by making the mortgage process as easy as possible. Apply online at firstpremier.com/home. First Premier Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
You have high expectations for your next car buying experience. Expect more and get more from Prostrala Auto Mall in Madison. With vehicles from GM, Ford, and Chrysler in one convenient location, we are sure to have what you're looking for. Don't see the perfect vehicle? Let us custom order it just for you. We'll guide you efficiently through the car buying process with no surprise fees. Isn't it time you expect more and get more? Prostralo Auto Mall in Madison, South Dakota strong since 1957.
Hi, I'm Laura from Kinsley Funeral Home. My brother Andy and I are always here to help you make final decisions and arrangements for your loved ones no matter where you live. We have facilities in Salem, Hartford, Madison, and can provide services in Sioux Falls at Heritage Funeral Home. At Kinsley Funeral Home, we are always here to help guide you and explain the process so you and your family can make confident and informed decisions. Call Kinsley Funeral Home and let us help you with your funeral arrangements or explain the benefits of pre-planning. Kinsley Funeral Home, offering caring, compassionate services to Madison and the surrounding area.
Welcome back to Dell Rapids and our Edward Jones Investment pregame show. Joining us here just as the lights go down in Dells as the starting lineups announced for this defending state championship team. And Tom, if you can get a look on your program there.
I've got her, Matt.
What's the starters look like for today?
We'll start with the Quarriers since they are the home team on there. Number 2, Elena Schoenhardt, senior, middle hitter, 5'11". Their libero will be number 5, or setter, I'm sorry, will be number 5, Tenley Anderson, the freshman, at 5'5". Then Madeline Henry, number 7, is a junior outside hitter at 6 foot. Their libero is number 11, Anna Wolf. She's a junior, 5'5". Number 12, Peyton Hone, a senior middle hitter, tallest lady on the court at 6'1". And then also starting Carly Ingalls, senior outside hitter, 5'9". And Suli Sykes, sophomore outside hitter, 5'8". They come in with a 25-6 record. Erica Fursdahl is their head coach. Chloe Peter and Carrie Smith are the assistants. Del Rapids will be in their orange jerseys, white numbers, and their libero will be in the black jersey, and that's number 11. For the visitors, the number 4 seed going against the number 1 seed, the Bulldogs, they'll be on the right-hand side of the court. Number 1, senior Carly Thede, 5'4". Number 2, Ella Malone, junior, right side hitter, 5'9". We expect to see number 4 come in and serve, Macy Reinhardt. She's a junior. The libero for the Bulldogs in the white jersey, number 7, Avery Shamber, a 5'7" senior. Number 8, Lydia Nelson, coming in at 5'11", senior, middle hitter. Number 9, defensive specialist, Mara Klingbeil. Mara's a junior, coming in off the bench during the rotations to play the middle hitter for the Bulldogs will be Collins Nielsen. Another senior starting left side hitter, number 11, Grace Feige, outside hitter, 5'7". And when Grace isn't on that left side, it'll be Jaya Ingalls, the sophomore, 5'10". Head coach for the Bulldogs, Jill Cradavell, Nicole Saugestad, and Mariah Locker. Our officials for tonight, the first referee on the stand will be Lori Thompson. The second referee down on the court managing the subs and other things will be Steve Ruda. Our line judges on the Madison side right now is Dean Pearson, and the other end is Michelle Reed. So we played a 25 points. And the captain's waving. That's something we don't usually do, but we had to see, Carly had to wave to the first referee. Bulldogs, I did see, win the toss, and they have the first serve in this semifinal match. Serve is across by Klingbeil, set on the outside for Henry, and she goes long, and that gives the Bulldogs 1, the Quarriers 0, and keeps Mara back at the service line. She's setting up far left side tonight with that serve. It's a soft serve, up, and they come back to the middle, and we've got a net violation on the Bulldogs, so it'll be a side out for the Quarriers, tied at 1, and back serving is Carly Ingalls, their senior outside hitter. She delivers a serve, and it's a service error, So the Bulldogs, taking advantage of a couple of errors, lead this set 2-1, and back serving is Ella Malone. She's a right side hitter. Ella approaches, delivers, passed over, set, left side, and that one goes long, no touch. That was by Schoenhart, so the Bulldogs up by 3, or 2-2 is where we're. That can't be right.
That must have ruled a touch on that one.
Must have ruled a touch.
I missed it. Yeah, it must have been a late call coming in because I did not see that initially.
We're tied at 2 apiece, and back with the serve, Schoenhart, and she'll eventually pick up an ace. Working hard to try to keep that in place for the Bulldogs was Mariah Klingbeil, but Quarriers now lead 3-2, and Elin Schoenhart back, the senior, continuing to serve. And, oh my goodness, trying to get it to it was Ella Malone. It scoots off her arms, off the touch and out of bounds. So 4-2 advantage, set number 1 for the Quarriers. And I'm glad to see that when we're on the road, we have trouble with balls too.
It's not just in Madison. The ball girls are having difficulty early on.
So Schoenhart, next serve, passed up. Thied has to come all the way back. Feige just free balls it over. Set in there by Anderson, deep by Henry, and she takes the overpass and brings it down for Madeline Henry's first point. And as I said, Matt, I'm glad we're up here, not down there, having to field that. So Schoenhart down with it, continuing with the serve. That's a deep serve, up nicely. Thied sets to Nelson, blocked in there by the Quarriers. Outside, Nelson again gets a partial block. She shoots, sets over soft. Anderson brings it up. Pass, and that's going to go wide, but a touch by the Bulldogs. So Henry's hit yields a point for the Quarriers, and real quickly they're off to a 6-2 lead in this first set, much due to the serving of Eileen Schoenhart. And with that said,
hey, way to jinx her.
Yep, she hits the service error, so it'll be side out. We're 6 for the Quarriers, 3 for the Bulldogs, and then off the bench to serve for the Bulldogs is Macy Reinhardt. Reinhardt is a junior, primarily a defensive specialist. Nice serve, brought up, however, Anderson sets outside for Henry. No doubt about that. She picks up her third kill, and it's 7-3 now. Substitution, Feige coming out, and the libero, Avery Chamber, to see what she can do to stop this across the back row.
They keep giving the ball back there to the Bulldogs' Klingbeil, and she's like, I'm not serving, and then she has to throw it quickly to the stands. She's like, stop giving me a volleyball.
So Schoenhart still at the, no, that's Henry back with the service. That goes long, third service error for the Quarriers, but they still lead this by a 7-4 score. So back serving now for the Bulldogs is going to be Lydia Nelson, the senior middle hitter. She sets up left side, delivers a serve, and that goes long. So it's an 8-4 advantage. First service error for the Bulldogs. And back around serving now is Tenley Anderson, the setter. That leaves 3 hitters up front for the Quarriers. Anderson serve, brought up, overpass, and right back down. Harley Ingalls brings it down on him. So it's a 9-4 Del Rapids advantage first set. We played at 25 points and play best 2 out of 3 sets. Anderson's next serve is a service ace. It goes off of Nelson. And if I count right, up into the 5th row. 10-4 Del Rapids. Coach Cradaville takes her first of 2 timeouts. So we're going to step aside on KJAM back in 30.
Heartland Energy is a future-focused name. It encompasses everything that we do and the core purpose of who Heartland is.
Anybody can sell you electricity. It's the way our people help our communities grow and therefore have a purpose to that energy.
We're constantly looking for different ways to serve our customers the best that we possibly can.
We're community owned and we exist to serve our communities.
And welcome back to Dell Rapids High School. We have semifinal Region 3 action between the host Quarriers, number 1 seed in the regions, hosting the Bulldogs, number 4 seed. We're in the first set. Dell Rapids leads this first set by a 10-4 advantage. Coach Cradaville took her first of 2 timeouts, and back continuing to serve for the Quarriers is Tenley Anderson, their freshman setter, setting up right side of the court. Approaches with her jump set, delivers a soft serve up nicely to Theed. She sets on the outside, and that's Ingalls. That's what a good pass and a set does. Ingalls picks up her first kill. Bulldogs pick up their 5th point out of the timeout, but still trail this first set 10-5, and back to serve Carly Theed. Approaches, delivers, soft serve, brought up. Anderson tips it, and right side hit and down. That's number 5. No, that wasn't 5. That was 15, I'm sorry. Carly Ingalls with the kill. 11 now for the Quarriers, 5 for the Bulldogs. And back serving is Alina Wolf, their libero. Up, right to Theed again. That's taken over nicely in there by Malone. Set left side and down right along the line. Great hit in there by Sully Secras. And that is the 12th point for the Quarriers, only 5 for the Bulldogs. And back serving is Wolf. Her serve comes across. Nelson brings it up. Theed sets outside, and that's a tap over and off of the Quarriers, out of bounds. Not a hard hit by Ella, but a good, well-placed hit. So 12-6. Back serving now for the Bulldogs is the sophomore, Jaya Ingalls. Gets the signal, approaches, delivers, and another service error for the Bulldogs, second of this first set. So they trail 13-6. And Sykas back to serve for the Quarriers. Ball up by Nelson. That was a 1-2 punch.
Yeah, she couldn't get out of the way of it to let it go. There was nothing she could do but just defend herself there.
14-6, Quarriers on top. Sykas next serve, and that's, helped over nicely by Theed. And a set for Henry, but it was way outside. She couldn't get to it, so that'll be a Bulldog point. 7-14, Nielsen checks out. In for the Bulldogs is Mara Klingbeil, and she will be serving. 14-7 is our set score in this first set. Klingbeil serve deep into the backcourt, set up, tipped over off the Anderson set. Nice placement by Schoenhard. No Bulldog coverage there. So it's 15-7 Dell Rapids. Back serving now is Carly Ingalls, a senior outside hitter, and that's a service error. 4th service error for the Quarriers, and that puts us at a 15-8 score. And back serving is Malone. Her serve over, pass up. Anderson sets to Henry. She tips it. Malone was right there and shoots that over by Feige. And again, the Bulldogs are not hitting hard, but with some good ball placement, picking up some points. Feige picks up the kill on just that soft little serve, 15-9. Serve across in there by the Bulldogs. Malone, they try the backside. Taken over by Schoenhart, set by Ingalls. Taken over by Feige. They come back to Henry. Rolls across the top of the net. Down onto the Bulldog side. So 16 for the number 1 seeded Dell Rapids Quarriers. 9 for the Madison Bulldogs. And back serving is Schoenhart. Passed up by Malone. Feed sets outside. Blocked back in there. Beautiful block. Set up by Peyton Hone. Takes Nelson's hit back. So that's the 17th point for the Quarriers. 9 now for the Bulldogs. And back with the serve, Schoenhart. Another service here.
I mean, really, it's what's keeping Madison even remotely in this this opening set is the poor serving of Dell Rapids. They're giving away a lot of points.
And on their home court.
Yeah.
So you can't claim spatial differences. Macy Reinhardt comes in off the bench to serve for the Bulldogs. Oh, well, would you rather be good? Would you rather be lucky?
I'm going to say she did it on purpose. Just she's thinking, I got to clip this net.
And let it drop it down. Quickly. It is a service ace no matter what. So 17-11, Quarriers up in this first set. Next serve, that would have probably gone out.
Another ace.
And I think ruling would be if it hits that back wall, it's out of bounds. So we're at 12 for the Bulldogs, 17 for the number 1 seeded Quarriers. And Macy Reinhardt continuing to serve. Reinhardt's next serve brought over. Anderson has to go quite a ways. And Henry hitting that time from the right side goes wide. And 17-13, the Bulldogs are coming back to life in this first set. Reinhardt's next serve. Henry brings it up. They set to Henry on the left side. Touches a couple Bulldogs and down on the court. So 18 on the side out for Dell Rapids, 13 for Madison. And maybe the good news is Madeline Henry's in the backcourt, but they've got several other hitters up front. Henry, high toss, and brought up by the Bulldogs, hit back hard, taken over eventually in there by the Bulldogs.
All right, apologies, folks. We are back. Had a little power issue here, but we're back in Dells, and Madison, Tom, is down 5. Dells just got another point.
Bulldogs came back, and they were within 3. Coach Cradaville takes her second and final timeout, so we'll step aside for 30 also.
MDL Madison has all your beverage needs. Pull up to the drive-thru window where you're always greeted with a smile. MDL has a large selection of fountain, bottle, and canned beverages, plus snacks, convenience store items, and gas pumps to top off your tank. MDL in Madison is open every morning at 5. Make sure to like MDL on Facebook to see more cheap prices every day, because discount is their middle name. MDL is where customers always go.
You love MDL. You love MDL. You love MDL.
And welcome back to Dell Rapids High School, where we have Region 3A volleyball. We are in our first set. The Quarriers lead the Bulldogs 21-16. We had a little hiccup there with an extension cord, but we're back at it. Del Rapids does have the serve, and Tenley Anderson, their setter, is the server. Brought up by Chambers, set outside, and Ingalls tries to tap it, but Peyton Hone says you're not going to get by with that, quickly bringing it back onto the Bulldog side with a block. Next serve by Anderson. Again, Chambers brings it up nice, takes it to the backside, and down with the kill. Nice job in there by the freshman coming in there, Collins Nielsen. So Bulldogs pick up the side out, 17-22. Bulldogs have the serve, and back to serve is Theed for the Bulldogs. Passed up, out of the left side, hit, blocked by Nielsen, but it goes out of bounds. So 23 now for the number 1 seeded Quarriers, 17 for the Bulldogs, and back to serve Alina Wolf of the Quarriers. Wolf's first serve, Nelson brings it up, Theed sets to Ingalls, well played however by the Quarriers. They come to the backside, Lydia lays it out to try to bring it up, but unable to do anything with the kill by Carly Ingalls. So the Quarriers are 1 point away from taking set number 1. Serve across, nice pass up again by Chambers, and out of the back row came the hit by Ingalls, and it was blocked back to the Bulldogs. So 25 for the Quarriers, 17 for the Bulldogs in that first set. Matt, we saw some glimmers of things, but we also saw being helped by some mishits on forced errors by the Quarriers. They had 5 service errors and probably at least another 2 or 3 long hits.
Yeah, they gave Madison quite a few points in that one. And, Bulldogs, you mentioned it, they were, trying to pick their spots and go soft with it a little bit. And I don't know that they've got a lot of choices other than to do that because this is such a good blocking team up front. It seemed like every time Madison had a chance to make an attack, the ball was coming back and getting blocked right back at them. By the way, it's just it's a tough way to try to play, but I think it's probably the best strategy for Madison is, try to keep it away from their blockers and don't make mistakes yourself and hope Dells makes enough that you can capitalize on. Dells does not, though, in the opening set, and they take a 1-0 lead. We are going to take a timeout. We'll be back with the second set in Del Rapids next on KJAM.
In this moment, who has your back? Do you know the name of your insurance agent? Does your agent know your name? Or would you call a 1-800 number that connects you with who? Another state? Another country? Get a local, independent insurance agent with Auto Owners Insurance. Someone you can call when bad stuff happens. In this moment, get an agent who will protect you in that moment. Call Kundert Williams in Madison today at 256-6608.
Today, you have more choices than ever in how you buy insurance. Don't make the 1-800 mistake when it comes to your peace of mind. Call Brian at King Insurance, your independent insurance agent for all your insurance needs. Trust Brian at King Insurance to provide the coverage you need at competitive prices and the service you need when you need it. King Insurance provides safe, sound, and secure insurance protection. The King Insurance Agency in Madison, located just west of the courthouse. Their local trust.
At Madison Regional Health System, your unique needs and a positive healthcare experience matter. We are proud supporters of area sports and are here to meet the healthcare needs of our athletes and their loved ones. From routine healthcare to unfortunate sports-related injuries, our compassionate healthcare professionals are committed to providing quality healthcare close to home. We are honored to be your healthcare team and happy to help keep you in the game.
Welcome back to the MDL broadcast booth in Madison. I'm Mac Gross, in Del Rapids, pardon me. I'm Mac Gross. Tom Farrell alongside me. Del Rapids takes the opening set from the Madison Bulldogs, and now they serve as we start set number 2. And a serve angled off to the left side of the court, and it's going to be an ace as that one goes off the hands of Ella Malone, and it's a service ace for Sykes to start off the second set. 1-0 Quarriers. Second serve, Malone passed up. It's Almost an overpass. Bulldogs just able to recover and a shoot set across. Dell sets down the middle. Hit tipped at the net and then goes out of play. It was showing hard with the hit. Bulldogs got a hand on it, but it goes out of bounds after that. And a 2-0 lead for Dell Rapids here early in the second set. As Sykes serves again. Little push up front for the Bulldogs. It's an overpass, and Henry is there to slam it down. And so Madison not able to get any good passes here off the serve receive. And it's led to 3 quick Quarrier points to open up the second set. Sykes to serve again. Angles it again over to the side. This time it's Klingbeil. Good pass up. They get it over to Lydia. Lydia has it blocked but out of bounds off the hands of Schoenhardt and Ingalls. And that'll get a side out for the Bulldogs. They get their opening point here of quarter number 2. And back to serve now for Madison is Ella Malone. Malone deep serve played up by Dell Rapids to the outside. Henry wasn't a great pass, but she doesn't need a great one. Put a good hit on it. Bulldogs recover. Shoot set over by Fiji. Back over to Henry, and Henry this time puts it away for the kill. Point for Dell Rapids gives them a 4-1 lead. 7th kill of the match for Henry. And now back to serve Ingalls for Dell Rapids. Malone, good pass up. Theed sets near side for Nelson. Has it blocked back, but out of bounds. And that'll be another point for the Bulldogs. Another side out after a kill by Lydia Nelson. Reinhardt's going to come in to serve now. Had an ace on her very first service attempt of this match. Serves now trailing by 2 points here in the second set. Reinhardt ready. Serve is away. Played up cleanly. Set to the near side. Oh, bad set though. They just barely get a free ball across. Theed sets for Lydia. Lydia goes down the left side and puts it in for a kill. Another one for Lydia Nelson. 3 kills. All coming here in this second set.
All coming with good passes to our setter.
4-3 is the Dell Rapids lead as Reinhardt serves again. And this one just sails long. And that'll get the side out back to the Quarriers here, 5-3. Dell Rapids will send their libero Wolf back to the service line. Wolf ready and sends it across. Klingbeil, good pass up to Theed. Theed sets near side for Ingalls, and she just taps it across. Hit over in the second hit by Dells. Backs it over to Lydia now, coming around in the wheel route. Played up by Dells. To the far side for Henry. Big spike, but it's blocked down. And as surprised as anyone that she got that block was Carly Theed. Carly Theed at 5'4", blocked Madeline Henry's shot. And that, put it on a poster and frame it for all time. She loved it. The senior captain gets the side out. It's 5-4 Dells, and Lydia's back to serve now for Madison. Lydia's serve is hit skied across. Nielsen bumps it up, now hit over for Engels. Engels will get the kill off the hands of Amundsen, and the Bulldogs have tied the second set at 5 apiece. Lydia Nelson back on to serve again here for the Bulldogs. Served by Lydia. That one goes wide and deep. Out to the right side. Service error by the Bulldogs and a 1-point Quarrier lead again here. It's 6-5 now in the second set. Madeline Henry will go back to serve. She tosses it high in the air, delivers the serve. Lydia with a good pass. It goes over. Dell sets down the middle for a hit from Hone, and she gets the kill. That's her second. And it's a 7-5 lead now for Dell Rapids. Henry will serve again. Sends another hard hit serve. The pass is a good one, this time up to Theed. Theed sets for Nielsen. Nielsen tipped to the net, but over. Dells far side, and they're not going to keep that one in play. Set was too far wide of Sykes on the left side of the net. And it goes out of play, and it's a point for the Bulldogs. Still within 1 now here in set 2. It's 7-6. And Theed serving for the Bulldogs. Thied serve. Played up for Sykes. Sykes on the hit, off the hands of the libero. Still alive, though. It goes off a couple of different parts of the ceiling and then goes on a fourth hit. That one went up. You get a low ceiling here in Dells. Not super low, but lower than Madison. It goes up through like some heat pipes, comes down. Lydia then played it up, and it hit off the bottom of the basketball hoop. Madison nearly got it across. In the end, it's a side out. Dell's on the serve, up 8-6. Good dig out by the Bulldogs. Set up for Malone. Malone has a tip to the net. Quarriers shoots set across. Nelson's there to cover. Back set for Malone again. Blocked back down. And it's another block for Dell Rapids. And a 3-point advantage here in set number 2. It's 9-6. Quarriers on top as Anderson sets up to serve. Serve hit across to Lydia Nelson. Set to the near side. Engels running in. And that one just a little bit too wide to her left. Timing was off. She couldn't get it across. And a 4-point advantage again for Dell Rapids. They jumped out to the 4-0 lead. Madison came back. And now Dell's back up 4, 10-6. Here comes another serve. This one is going to be an ace. Good sprawling attempt by Chambers to try to run it down off the hands of Nelson, and a timeout taken by the Bulldogs. 11-6, Dell Rapids on top here in set number 2. Back after this on KJAM and AmazingMadison.com.
Persona Triangle is proud to support Madison Bulldog Athletics, and we'd love for you to be part of our team too. At Persona Triangle, we know that strong families and strong communities go hand in hand with good jobs. That's why we offer dependable schedules, competitive wages, and a workplace where people matter. Join a company that invests in you. Apply today to join our team in Madison at personatriangle.com/careers. Good luck, Bulldogs, from Persona Triangle.
Welcome you back here to Dell Rapids, where the Madison Bulldogs trail the Quarriers 11-6 on the Farmers Ag Center scoreboard. Region 3A semifinals. Region 3B semifinals. The Chester Flyers are going back to the Sodak 16 as they picked up a 3-0 win in the region semis over Ethan today. That one started early at 6 o'clock. Both region semis and 3B being played at McCook Central tonight. Serve after the timeout, and the Bulldogs will not be able to get it across. And so the timeout does nothing to slow down Tenley Anderson, this freshman setter for Dell Rapids, who's at the service line now with a 6-point lead, 12-6. Serve across. Good play up by Chambers this time to the outside for Engels. Blocked back. Chambers there. Thied gets it up for Nielsen. Nielsen got it across. Dell's set for Sykes. Sykes big hit. Nelson got a piece of it, but it goes into the stands. And out of play, and it's a 13-6 lead now for the Quarriers.
We were tied at 5s.
Quite the run by Dells. Here's the serve again, and it's going to be an ace. Misplayed by Engels. 14-6, Dell Rapids. That is the 4th ace for Tenley Anderson. Serving again. Engels plays it up. Now Thied sets back to Engels. Deep hit from the near side. Played across by Dells. Thied back sets for Nielsen. Nielsen on the hit. Near side for far side rather. Sykes. And Sykes got it across. Bulldogs shoot set. Just barely clears the net. Sprawling play by Dells to keep it alive. Bulldogs pass up. Thied gets it over to Engels. Free ball across. Set for Sykes. Sykes has it blocked. And point for the Bulldogs. Blocked by Malone that time. Madison finally gets the side out. It's 14-7. And Engels will go back to serve now for the Bulldogs. Dells has him doubled up here in the second set. Engels on the serve. Well played by Wolf. Near side hit coming from Hone. Bulldogs play it up. Back row hit coming from Engels on the attack, but into the net it goes. And Dells gets that serve right back. 15-7. Peyton Hone back serving now for the Quarriers. Right-handed serve dives, but a great job by Nelson to keep it alive. Tipped across by Malone. Dells shoots set across. Passed up for Theed. Near side, it's going to be Engels. Engels slaps it across to the right side of the net. Comes back over to the Bulldogs now for Malone. Malone on the hard hit, and it's hit out of bounds by Dells. Anderson couldn't play it cleanly, and it's a 15-8 Quarrier lead now. Madison will bring Mara Klingbeil back in, and she will serve. 15-8 Dell Rapids. They already lead it 1-0. Klingbeil on the serve. Set down the middle. Nice hit by Schoenhard. And it's 16-8 as the Quarrier Sykes goes back for her second trip to the service line in the second set. Sykes serves. Played up by the Bulldogs. Nelson off the hands of either Schoenhard or Engels that time. And a kill for the Bulldogs. Senior Nelson, that's Lydia's fourth of the match. 16-9. Ball hit across. Bumped up by the Bulldogs. Shoot set over on a little dump that time by Theed, and she caught him off guard. Get a net violation out of that?
Double hit.
Double hit
on Henry.
It's a good decision by Theed. Steals a point there. Malone serves. Short serve, just cleared the net. Near side, Henry. Oh, she just taps that one up over the double block attempt. She winds up like that. You're just bracing for an earth-shattering hit, and that ball just gently floats right over your head. 17-10 Quarriers. Here's the serve. Well, nearly an overpass. Theed went up, tried to tap it across, but it goes wide. And a point for Dell Rapids. Serving again is the senior, Carly Engels, for the Quarriers. Engels' serve is an ace. Miscommunication between Klingbeil and Malone that time. And it's 19-10 Dell Rapids now. Engels serves again. Clips the ribbon. Great play by the Bulldogs. Klingbeil just to keep it alive. They get the hit across. Set up now for Henry, and Henry will get the kill. That'll be the 9th of the match for Henry, and a timeout taken by Madison. 20-10 the score here in the second set. Timeout by the Bulldogs. Back after this on KJAM.
Let's be real. You make things. You grow things. You do things. You want things. And that's where we come in. We're First Bank and Trust, a community bank that understands the unique needs of our community and the people who make it great. First Bank and Trust is just the right size to make big things possible while making sure the small things never feel that way. First Bank and Trust. Real banking, real easy. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Back in Dell Rapids, Region 3A semifinals. It's a 10-point lead here for the Dell Rapids Quarriers, 20-10 over the Madison Bulldogs after Dells took the opening set. Madison briefly came back after getting down here in set 2. They had a brief lead, and it's been all Dell Rapids since then. Engels on to serve. Played up by Madison after the timeout. They set for Nelson. Nelson delivers a kill. Lydia picks up her 5th of the set and gets the side out here for the Bulldogs, but Madison will need a long run from the service line as they bring in their junior defensive specialist, Macy Reinhardt, to serve. Reinhardt, couple of aces in the match. Sends this serve away. Play it up, set near side, hit, tip to the net. Blocked by the Bulldogs, hit across by Dell. Steed, short set for Nelson. Tried to angle it to the right, but Wolf is there. Then it comes for Henry, and Henry just places that one perfectly to the left to Klingbeil and picks up the kill, makes it 21-11 Dell Rapids. Madison brings Avery Chamber, their libero, back in. And speaking of liberos, Elena Wolf, back to serve, and she'll get an ace. As that goes off the hands of Malone to make it 22-11. One more serve coming here for Wolf. Serve, overpass, hit down, and get with the kill. It's going to be Peyton Hone. Came right to the 6'1" middle hitter, and she puts it away to make it 23-11. The Quarriers just a couple of points away from the set win. Wolf on to serve. Short serve almost clips that ribbon, comes across. Bulldog except for Lydia. Lydia punches it through the block attempt of Madeline Henry and gets the kill. Side out for Madison will rotate Collins Nielsen back in as Lydia goes to serve. But down 11 points here in the second set. Served by Nelson. Played up, set down the middle for Hone. Chamber pops it up, but the pass dropped Thied to her knees. She tried to play it off the net, and it goes under the net instead, and that makes it 24-12, and Dell's now serving for the second set. It'll be Madeline Henry. Throws it high, delivers the serve, gets the ace, second set win for Dell Rapids. They started strong. Bulldogs had a brief little recovery there early on, and it was all Dell Rapids after that, Tom.
Right, and a big difference in that first set. Dell Rapids had 5 service errors.
Didn't give anything away there, did they?
The second set, not a single service error. The Bulldogs, when they can pass and get the pass up to Carly to set, we're doing some good things, whether it's hitting hard or whether we're doing good ball placement, but we're just not able to pass either off the serve reception or off of the hits by Henry, and I'm not saying that's bad.
6 kills by Lydia so far tonight, but as you said, when we get some passes, we can get some kills, but other than that, it has been Dell Rapids really dominating things here in the early going of this one as they have the 2-0 lead over the Madison Bulldogs. We'll take a timeout. Set number 3 coming up next on your home for the Bulldogs, AM 1390 KJAM.
When looking for flowers for someone, or maybe it's a gift to yourself for your home or office, stop by the Floral Shop in Madison. They can help you choose the right flower arrangement. Tell someone they're amazing, pick out something sweet and simple, or just show your love to that special someone with fresh, beautiful flowers from the Floral Shop in Madison. Visit the Floral Shop in Madison online at floralshopmadison.com to see their fresh flowers for all occasions and other great gift ideas.
Bulldog fans, are you ready for a big win? Anytime Fitness is moving into a brand new state-of-the-art gym, and right now you can save $99 on enrollment fees. Lock in your rate before we relocate and be part of our fitness family as we kick off this exciting new chapter. Don't wait. This moving sale won't last long. Anytime Fitness. Let's make healthy happen. Go Bulldogs!
Trust your farming operation with the locally owned and operated Farmers Ag Center of Madison. With their state-of-the-art facility, Farmers Ag Center offers trusted advice when it comes to fertilizer, seed, and crop protection products. Area producers can expect accurate and timely advice, including efficient delivery and application of products during all seasons. Locally owned and operated Farmers Ag Center of Madison. The leaders in the field, the leaders in customer service, proud to serve area farmers and proud to support area communities. Back here in Dell Rapids, where the Quarriers have the 2-0 lead. As we head to set number 3, it will be the Madison Bulldogs on to serve. Tom, to start off the third set.
Very good. We got a little trouble getting the ball in. It came and bounced off of Lydia. So back serving for the Bulldogs in this third and must-win set for Madison is going to be Carly Thied, the senior. Carly's serve comes over, passed up. Anderson sets on the backside, and trying to bring it over was Ingalls, but fails, and so the Bulldogs lead this third set 1-0, and that keeps Carly Thied back at the service line. Next serve comes over. Anderson sets, And Henry just kind of tips it, well handled by the Bulldogs, but down on the side. Not much Malone could do as it rolls along the net and down to the floor. So third set, we're tied 1 apiece. Del Rapids winning 17-25 and 12-25. Back with the serve is Ingalls. That's an overpass to Henry and just inbounds. So Del Rapids picks up their second point in this third set, and that will keep Carly Ingalls, the senior outside hitter, back at the service line. Ingalls for Bulldogs bring it up and eventually free balled over by Chamber. Anderson sets, blocked in there was the hit by Schoenhart. We come to the left side for Ingalls, and it goes long, and a touch called. So that'll be a Bulldog point, 2-2. Coach Cradaville helping call that one. So we're tied at 2, but a definite touch on the hit by Ingalls. So that brings Jay around to serve in this third set. She gets a signal from serve from first referee Lori Thompson. Comes over, passed up nicely. Anderson sets left side, taken over in there by Schoenhart. Malone delivers it deep. Quarriers taken over, nice, great court awareness by the junior All-Stater, Madeline Henry, for her 12th kill, and a 3-2 advantage on the side out to the Quarriers. Back serving is Elaine Schoenhart. Outside, Feige takes it deep to the back court. They said Henry, blocked back in there by Nielsen. And the Quarriers didn't quite know how to handle that block back that Collins Nielsen had. So we're tied at 3 in this third set. So Bulldogs have the serve, and this will be Mara Klingbeil, the junior defensive specialist, back at the line. Pops it up. Anderson sets to the middle, and picking up the kill for the Quarriers is Peyton Hone, and that would be her third kill, 4th point for the Quarriers, leading this third set 4-3, and Madeline Henry back to serve for the Quarriers. If she throws that ball any higher, she's going to hit the basket.
You know, I thought of that earlier, that she throws that ball so high on the serve, she almost has to feel a little self-conscious when she does it here in Dells.
For the ace, 5-3. I bet that even goes off our camera angle.
Oh, for sure.
Yep. Oh, but she convinces us, or we convince her with that high toss to put it into the net for a service error for the Quarriers. They lead 5-4. Bulldogs have the side out. Ella Malone with the serve. Nice serve. Anderson, just a quick little tip over. Anderson comes in at 5-5 and just is able to extend enough to get it over the net hard for a Quarrier point. Back serving now for Del Rapids is their Anderson, their setter. They bring Nelson around, and it goes off their libero Wolf and out of bounds. So it's 5 for Madison, 6 for the Quarriers. And that'll be a side out, and taking a seat is Grace Feige, and coming in to serve, Macy Reinhardt. She's had some pretty good serves for us in both of these opening sets. Serve is over. Anderson sets to the backcourt for Madeline Henry, and she hits into the net. We're tied at 6. Now we were tied at 5 in the second set.
Right, how'd that work out?
Anyway, continuing to serve is Macy Reinhardt. Anderson sets, and free balled over eventually by Sekas. Nelson just barely catches the back right corner, and that is a lead for the Bulldogs at 7-6 in this third set. And Macy Reinhardt moving to the other side of the court for this serve. Sets with the toss, goes over. Anderson passes up. Left side hit.
Oh,
beautiful save by Malone, or excuse me, by Klingbeil. And a touch by the Quarriers.
Well, Klingbeil deserved to get something good happen for Madison on that, because that was an unbelievable dig to dive over to her right. Sprawled out midair, hit that ball, and got the pass up.
So 8-6, Bulldogs lead. Macy Reinhardt, the junior defensive specialist, serves another one across, brought up. Anderson sets to the middle, and that time, no doubt about it, Carly Ingalls, no, it wasn't Ingalls, it was
that was Sykes.
Sykes brings that one down to get the point side out for the Quarriers. They trail 7-8, and back serving now is Wolf, their libero. Set on the outside, that's Ingalls, she hits it deep. Anderson takes it back, hit down, that time is Ingalls. Nelson gets a piece on the block, but we're tied at 8 apiece. We'll see if the Bulldogs can keep some momentum in this third set. Back continuing to serve is Alina Wolf, their libero. Brought up nicely in there by the Bulldogs, and that hit the antenna on there by the Bulldogs. That was Klingbeil bringing it up, and then the hit by Ingalls went to the antenna, which makes it out of bounds. So Del Rapids regains the lead in this third set, 9-8. And back continuing to serve is Wolf. Dug out by Chambers. Nelson hustles, gets a net violation. There was a touch, but indication by the second referee was a footfall by the Bulldogs. So that will give the point to the Quarriers. Wolf's next serve, passed up nicely by Klingbeil. Set to Nelson. Nobody home for the Quarriers in the deep backcourt. So 9 for Bulldogs on the side out, 10 for the Quarriers, who lead the match 2-0. Rotating around to serve now is the senior middle hitter, Lydia Nelson. Lydia's serve, hard serve, and just in on the line, and the Nelson trot, we'll call that, with her celebration for the service ace. Her first service ace, tied at 10, and no celebration dance on that one as it goes into the net. Side out for the Quarriers, leading 11-10. And Sykes back to serve now for the Quarriers. Hard serve, well handled by Chambers. Feed hustles and taken over eventually by the Bulldogs. And that was taken over by Ingalls, and then, my goodness.
That was a bad set, and then Henry just hung in the air and tapped it over.
So
Unreal.
12-10. Quarriers lead. Bulldogs have got to get a pass here. Pass up, nice. All right, shoots that over by Ingalls. Back set, blocked by Nielsen and Ingalls. Henry, oh, if we'd have let that one go. The old reach causes trouble there by Ingalls as it goes off of her and out of bounds. 13-10, Coach Cradaville takes her first of 2 timeouts, so we'll be back in 30 on KJAM.
Pest making a play on your property? Time to call in the pros, the Yankee brothers at A&B Pest Control. Whether it's spiders blitzing your kitchen, ants and mosquitoes invading your turf, or rodents trying to run the offense, A&B Pest Control shuts them down. Locally owned, operated, and undefeated against bugs and critters, serving homes, businesses, and farms, interior, exterior, you name it. Call A&B Pest Control today at 605-480-1792 and kick pests out of your field for good. A&B Pest Control, run by the Yankee brothers, local and reliable.
And welcome back to Del Rapids High School. We have semifinal Region 3A volleyball. The hosts, Del Rapids Quarriers, lead the match 2-0 and lead this third and what could be deciding set 13-10. Quarriers have the service. Sykes brings it across. Nice pass up right to Theed. They set for Ingalls, partially blocked. Sykes sets for Henry, and Henry right down the line I think Chambers just ducked to get out of the way on that one. 14-10. Tied at 10s we were with the Bulldogs. And Sulia Sykes, another serve. Set to the middle for Nielsen. Right there to bring it over. And that's going to be about 5 or 6 hits for the Quarriers.
They got it across eventually. But
Off of the Ingalls hit. So side out, 14-11 Dell Rapids. In serving now, Carly Theed, the senior setter for the Bulldogs. Delivers it across. Pass up by Sekas. Set by Anderson. Backside. Nice block by Ingalls. Oh, and out of the middle.
Wow.
Guess who takes it? No set, just a pop up. And picking up her 16th kill, Madeline Henry. 15 now for the Quarriers. Back with the serve was Ingalls. They set, and coming down with the hit was Malone, but the block was set in there, and that was Henry again, that time on the block. And okay, we got multiple
volleyballs all over. We got 3 of them on the court, 2, 1. Okay, there.
There we go. So back with the serve for the Quarriers is Ingalls. Comes over. Oh, nice save at least by Chambers. Free ball over by Ingalls for the Bulldogs. Free ball over. We'll see what the Bulldogs can do. Nice pass by Nelson. Outside for Ingalls. And that's what it's going to take. Pass, set, kill for Ingalls. And that gives her ninth. No, it doesn't either. Gives her 5th kill is all. They pretty much kept her quiet tonight. 12-16 is the score. Jaya Ingalls back to serve. Right-handed serve. Ball up. Anderson sets to Henry. And that one came close. It was the top row of the bleachers.
Yeah, I mean, after it hit inbounds. Think about that. She hit it inbounds, and the first bounce went 9 rows high.
So 12-17 advantage for the Quarriers. Nelson with the pass. Set by Theed. Over in there by Feige. We should have a net violation. Oh! Well, we had point goes to the Quarriers. It was a touch by the Bulldogs, but I think there might have been a net violation that was missed. So back serving Madeline Henry. Nelson brings it an overpass. Oh my goodness. And the setter at 5-5 takes advantage of the overpass and brings it down. Remember, we were tied at 10, and the Quarriers now lead this third and deciding set, 19-12. Serve across, taken over. Free ball by Nielsen and goes out of bounds, so it's 20-12, and Coach Cradaville takes her second and final timeout. We'll step aside for 30.
Before you hit the highway, swing by Automedics Car Care in Madison. AC not keeping up? Tires looking tired? We'll get your car road trip ready with expert inspections, oil changes, brake checks, and industry-leading nationwide warranty on most repairs. Because nothing ruins a summer drive like a breakdown. You can trust nearly 40 years of combined experience at Automedics Car Care on Southwest 4th Street in Madison. Visit automedicscarcare.com.
And you're listening to KJAM AM 1390 out of Madison, South Dakota, and AmazingMadison.com, where Tom Farrell, Matt Gross are bringing you this Region 3A semifinal match. We're in our third set. Del Rapids leads 2-0 and leads this one 20-12. Feige brings it over, up, Anderson sets to the middle, and hit taken in there nicely by Peyton Hone, and the Bulldogs put it into their own side of the net. So it's 21-12, and back with the serve is Schoenhart. And that's going to be a service ace. So 21-13, Bulldogs have the serve. Nielsen takes a seat. And in now for the Bulldogs to serve is going to be Mara Klingbeil. She had some excellent saves in that back row earlier in this set. Mara sets up left side, brings it across, passes up. Anderson sets. Nice block in there off that hit by the Bulldogs. Set up left side, taken over by Feige, goes through the block that was set up in there by Anderson and Hone. Feige picks up the kill, 14-21. Mara Klingbeil stays at the service line, that junior defensive specialist. Brings it across, almost an ace. Shoots it across by Sechrist. Ball up, free balled over in there by Malone. And mishit as the set was not able to be played by Peyton Hone. And that'll be the Bulldogs' 15th point, 21-15. And back continuing to serve is Mara Klingbeil. Ball over, Anderson sets back, and that goes to Henry. That'll be her 18th kill. 22 now for the Quarriers, 15 for the Bulldogs. Finally, she moves to the back row. Madeline Henry with the high toss and the serve, and that goes long. 16-22 service error. Third service error of this third set. Back serving now is Ella Malone, right side hitter. Ella's serve goes over, passed up. Anderson sets to the middle, and Sykes brings it out of the middle. Bulldogs unable to defend. So it is 16-23. Back serving now is Anderson. Tenley Anderson, their freshman setter, brings the serve across. Feed has to go to the left side, and nice down. Very good job on that hit by Lydia Nelson, her 10th kill. 17th point for the Bulldogs. And back serving now, Macy Reinhardt. Macy is a junior. She plays, again, that defensive specialist. Ball over. Anderson sets to the middle for Sykes, and that goes out of bounds. 18-23. Continuing to serve, Macy Reinhardt gets the signal for serve, hits the ball, several bounces, brings it across, up. Anderson has to go back, sets on the outside. Oh, and again, had she let that go, it would have been out of bounds. Trying to keep it in play was Reinhardt, and it went out of bounds. So we are at set, and what could be match point for the Quarriers. And it's Alina Wolf back to serve. Up to Theed. She tries to dump it over rather than getting it set. And that ends this semifinal match, which will advance the defending state champions back to the Sodak 16 on Tuesday night against a yet-to-be-determined opponent at someplace in South Dakota.
That's right, as the other semifinals all wrap up today. And what this does officially wrap up is the season for the Madison Bulldog volleyball team as they fall tonight here to Dell Rapids. The Quarriers trying to get to another not only state tournament but state championship match. And they advance out of Region 3 and into the Sodak 16. But the Bulldog season comes to an end. The Quarriers play their final home game of the season ahead of Tuesday's Sodak matchups. We're going to talk a little bit more about this game, look at some other scores. That's all coming up in our post-game show next right here on KJAM.
The Madison Bulldogs are known for being dedicated, hardworking, and always striving to do their very best to be a winning team. Just like the dedicated, hardworking team at F&M Co-op in Madison. Whether you're in need of tires, bulk fuel, propane, oil, or exhaust fluid, F&M Co-op is the local choice for your farming operation. F&M Co-op of Madison, striving to be part of your winning team and a proud supporter of the Madison Bulldogs.
See life clearly. When it comes to your vision, trust Dr. Jody Larson and her team at the Eye Care Center of Madison. Your eyes deserve their expertise. Your vision is their priority. Experience the difference. Experience the quality of care that the Eye Care Center of Madison has built their reputation on. Providing up-to-date technology for their patients' exams. Committed to your vision. Committed to you. The Eye Care Center of Madison. Proud to be a sponsor of this broadcast.
Improve your oral health by visiting Madison Family Dental. At Madison Family Dental, they help improve smiles of their patients by offering many dental services, including general and kids dentistry, restorative dentistry, cosmetic dentistry, smile makeovers, and implant dentistry. Whether it's for a checkup, teeth cleaning, crowns, fillings, root canal, wisdom teeth extraction, dentures, implants, or teeth whitening, Madison Family Dental can help. Schedule an appointment today by calling 256-2670 or visit MadisonFamDental.com.
Welcome back here to Dell Rapids for the final time as the Quarriers pick up a 3-0 win over the Madison Bulldogs in the Region 3 playoff semifinals. Dell's it moves on. Baltic, by the way, is closing in perhaps on a victory. They're up 2-0, but West Central has got a lead in that third set in the other Region 3. We'll look more at some of those other scores in a moment. But, Tom, this was a team that from Dell's, we said, has the height, advantage on almost anybody they play. They've got the outstanding hitters at multiple spots, including, the big hitter in there and Henry. And they did what kind of you expect. They block well. They put just tons of pressure on you and how they hit and how they serve. And, the Bulldogs had their moments in this one where they were able to make some runs, but just too much for them.
I think, Matt, a lot of this came to really fruition in that first set where they had so many errors, both hitting and serving. They had 5 service errors in that first one and probably 3 or 4 hits that went long and still came back and won that one 25-17. The Bulldogs, anytime they could get that pass, they were able to play with them very well, but just too much firepower. Another thing that I was really impressed with both here and when the two teams met in Madison, the wonderful job that their freshman setter, Tenley Anderson, does.
Yeah, she's really good, and then she came in and you saw her serve, and you're like, uh-oh, she's a weapon there too. So you'd be a two-pronged, player like that, and how she served tonight and how she sets. And, Dell's just kind of keeps reloading a little bit here in their volleyball program. Madison season comes to an end, and it's the final matches of the career for 4 seniors: Grace Feige, Lydia Nelson, Avery Chamber, and then Carly Theed, who, speaking of coming in and setting as a freshman, did that, and 4 seasons as a member of this varsity team for Carly Theed. So, some seniors that I know didn't get the the results. Thinking back to 2 years ago on this court, that team felt like it maybe was a team that if they could have got past Dell's 2 years ago, had a chance to, probably get to a state tournament, but they ran into this exact same program and their firepower here a couple of seasons ago. And the Bulldogs now turn their attention to next season, or perhaps basketball and gymnastics, which some of them have probably already started to do if they were on the gymnastics side of things as that gets going quick. But, a good season, a lot of wins this year, 20 victories after the playoffs, right, for the Bulldogs. So, a good season overall that just runs into a juggernaut here in the postseason.
Very definitely. And, of course, we'll be redrawing those regions. Come, summer probably. It won't probably get done in the spring, but redrawing those, it'll be interesting because we kind of sit on the border of geographically and things.
Well, remember a few years ago we got in Region 5 with like Wagner
and McCook
Central. And so just taking a look at some other scores in volleyball tonight in Class A. Groton area beat Britton Hecla tonight. Clark Willow Lake, a winner. Hamlin is on their way, it looks like, to a win over Sioux Valley. That'll be done shortly, as we said. Dells gets the win here. Baltic is up 2-0 on West Central. Dakota Valley defeated Elk Point. Sioux Falls Christian is leading Lennox 2-0. All the sets pretty close there, though. McCook Central Montrose is leading Parker Marion 2-1. Wagner Mount Vernon are one set apiece right now. Miller a victor tonight over Chamberlain. Mobridge Pollock and Platte Geddes are in a 5th set in Region 6. Todd County, the 3 seed, upset Lakota Tech tonight. St. Thomas More's up 2-0 on Hot Springs. In Class B, in Region 3, as we said earlier, the Chester area Flyers move on to the Sodak with a 3-0 win over Ethan. Coleman Egan has a 1-0 lead on Sioux Falls Lutheran tonight. Wolsey Wessington defeated and eliminated DeSmit this evening as well in Class B. We'll have all the scores coming up for you tomorrow morning, as well as the Sodak 16 matchups right here on AM 1390 and AmazingMadison.com. As another season for the Bulldogs comes to an end, and for a lot of these teams that are going to move on, they get a weekend to get ready for their 16 matchup next week.
Very definitely, and again, Matt, I just have been around long enough to remember when high school volleyball was not held in South Dakota, and how far these programs have come, and that's very evident as these schools branch out and play the Iowa, some Minnesota, Nebraska schools, especially down in that southeast corner. South Dakota volleyball, I mean, these Class A, Class B, AA, there's some excellent volleyball. Folks, if you get a chance to go to one of the Sodak 16s in your area, certainly take advantage of it, because you'll see 16 of the best teams.
Decent chance Madison hosts one. We oftentimes do at the Madison High School gym, so we'll know that by tomorrow. But that'll do it for our broadcast and our season here. Tom, thanks for joining us again for another year.
Well, thank you, Matt. It's been a pleasure, and once again, thanks to the Madison girls for giving us an exciting season, and didn't end the way we wanted, but there's one winner and there's one that didn't win, and that happens to be the Bulldogs tonight.
So that'll do it for our fall sports broadcast of Madison Bulldog sports here on KJAM. Just a reminder that tomorrow night we do have Howard Tiger football on Jam & Country FM 103. The semifinals against Alcester Hudson. Those teams trying to go to the Dome next week. Saturday at Saturday at noon, we've got Dakota State University football. They take on Rocky Mountain College on what promises to be a chilly, windy Saturday afternoon, perhaps frozen Blankley Field, but we'll be there for that one also on Jam & Country FM 103. And then sometime in early December, I want to say maybe the 8th, we'll have Madison basketball on the air for you here at KJM. But until then, that'll do it for our Bulldog sports broadcast for about a month here at Dakota's Best, AM 1390. For everyone at KJAM Sports, including Tom Farrell, I'm Matt Gross. Thank you for listening, and have a great rest of your Thursday night.